Coming at you live from 81. Let's boogie. Alright, y'all. If you didn't see week 2 of the NFL, then you're missing out, man. Because that's the last time probably your best player, you'll see them this year, man. Like who would have thought Saquon would have got injured? Honestly, bro, like with that sorry O-line, probably just a matter of time. But dang, for my guy Nick Bosa to go down like that, oof. That's tough. My Niners, man, we're going to have a tough year. So just wanted to let you know, bad week for star players with, what happened in week 2. But we got to stay positive, baby. Good week for my spread, baby. We went 13-3, 81% against the spread. That's pretty freaking hard, honestly. With spreads, it always changes. Just keep in mind that with these spreads, obviously, it could have changed throughout the week, but because I'm doing them so early on Wednesday, I do it all at once. These are the spreads. So, all right, let's get to it. I got this one right. Browns versus the Bengals. The spread on this was the Browns were a +6, so that means that they were actually not favored to win this. So they ended up actually winning straight up though, 35-30. It was actually a really good game, in my opinion. The Bengals are very close, man. Joe Burrow looks good to me. Joe Burrow looks good. He looks like he's hitting the targets. I'm gonna be honest with you, AJ Green, a year or two ago, man, all those passes that he's used to making, he just wasn't making them. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, those catches are easy, but for AJ Green, a year or two ago, those are automatic. So the fact that he was dropping them, maybe it's rust, maybe he's getting old. I guess we'll see in the next coming weeks. But Tyler Boyd looks like he's balling for the Bengals. And the offense obviously goes through Mixon. So as far as that goes, that's how the Bengals game went. The Browns look good. Baker looked good. The Odell obviously looked good. Looked happy out there. I think the only thing that just tells me that the Browns just needed a week or two because they're gonna play against the Ravens and the Bengals again. So it is division games. So it was good games for the Browns to bounce back. Next game, the Jaguars and Titans. This was a good one. I told you this was my lock of the week. The Jaguars, they ended up losing, but they did cover the spread, or they didn't cover the spread. So of +9. Honestly, that +9 spread is pretty big. So you have to be a pretty sorry team to not be able to cover that spread. So the Jaguars was a +9. I think the Titans ended up winning 33-30. So not really a big deal. Henry, he's going to get a lot of attention this year. So a lot of people are going to stack the box. I mean, if they haven't already, they're stacking probably all 11. And to be honest, that's a smart move because Derrick Henry's a beast, man. First and foremost, the offense runs through Derrick Henry. Tannehill, in my prediction, is probably going to have a better year just because they're stacking the box so much. So they're just play actioning. Boom. Hitting in. Corey Davis right now. Corey Davis, if you don't have him on your fantasy team, get him. Get him, trade him. I don't know. He looks solid. So it looks like, especially with A.J. Brown going down, Corey Davis is the guy. Minshew, obviously, he looks good. The defense just didn't hold up at the end. So as far as that goes, Gardner Minshew, he looks good with the Jags team, a rebuilding Jags team, because they got rid of all their first round picks. I'm kind of excited to see their first round picks next year come in and the years after that. So in a couple years, this Jaguars team is going to be pretty freaking solid. I'm going to be honest with you. So there we go, baby. Minshew Mania. All right, Giants in Chicago. This is a crazy game, man. You already knew, obviously, Giants. The Giants end up losing 13-7. They didn't, or 13-17 to the Chicago Bears. They didn't end up covering the spread. They ended up losing by 4. I took the Giants anyway. So, being that Chicago's offense is not so good, I know their defense is the real deal, but golly, this offense is as good as the Bengals defense. Rubbish, bro. Rubbish. And I'm telling you right now, Chicago better fix that offensive situation. I don't know if Nagy's overrated, but or Trubisky's really trash, or I don't know what the situation is. But to be honest, I am not impressed by the Chicago offense. They might be 2-0, but they might be the most unimpressive 2-0 team out there. They beat the Lions, and that's not really a big deal. And they beat the Giants with the no Saquon. I don't know. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd be kind of worried if I'm a Chicago Bears fan, because no Saquon, there shouldn't be any problem with the Giants, to be honest. So as far as that goes, Daniel Jones looks pretty good. Obviously, he's going to be a man down when you don't have any superstars. So they're just going to play straight up. So we're going to really see how good Danny Jones is. Because honestly, I think he's the real deal. We're going to see how good he is. And Chicago, on the other hand, their defense has always been stout. It's just a matter of if their offense can actually pick it up. So I guess we'll see in the next coming weeks. Because they're going to have to go to the Packers and play them twice a year. So we'll see. All right. Atlanta and Dallas. Boy. I mean, I got the spread right. I thought Atlanta was just going to win straight up, but Atlanta had the 4.5. They lost by 1 point. And if you guys didn't watch the game, you living under a rock, bruh. Because how you going to let them have the onside kick? This is how they look. They're just staring. At the ball. Go right past them. Oh, yeah. And that's an L. That's a choking season for the Atlanta Falcons, baby. I mean, they already choked the Super Bowl. Now you're going to choke week 2. A big week 2. You were winning. You had it in your hands. End up losing by a point. So, as far as that goes, Atlanta still wins. We still got it right, because Atlanta, with the plus 4.5, they end up losing by 1. So they definitely got it. So as far as that goes, what I learned is that, man, Dak Prescott and this offense, they're pretty scary, man. People kind of underestimate them. First half they're always pretty slow. Kind of remind me of the Chiefs a little bit. They start off really, really slow, and then all of a sudden, in the second half, when they need it, they just start balling. They got CeeDee Lamb, they got Zeke, Amari Cooper, Gallup. Gallup always comes up with the big plays. He gets no love. Honestly, Gallup is nice. So Gallup is their go-to guy for like tough situations. When it's up for grabs, I see Dak looking at Michael Gallup. Even against Jalen Ramsey, he looked at Michael Gallup. So shout out to Michael Gallup, making up those big old plays. And then on top of that, man, like as far as the Falcons goes, we know your offense is good. Your defense got to stop somebody. I mean, you guys had a shootout against Seahawks. Now you had a shootout against Dallas. It's not a winning recipe, man, especially with an aging Matt Ryan. I know Matt Ryan is good. An aging Julio. And what I've learned actually is that Calvin really is ready to be the number 1. Honestly, like Marvin Harrison, he kind of reminds me of Marvin Harrison. So Calvin really is that type of player. I don't know. Todd Gurley's getting a lot of the ball. He's getting a lot of touches, but he's not turning it into anything. So as far as that goes, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Todd Gurley just needs to start picking it up. Start breaking off these long runs. Because if not, you're going to hear all these rumors about his knees again. All right. Broncos and Steelers. Steelers ended up winning 26-21. But the Broncos actually, kept it within the margin. So the spread was set 7.5. They ended up winning. The Steelers ended up winning by 5. So the Broncos, we got that one right as well. As far as that goes, the Broncos offense is they look solid. They look promising. Then Drew Lock got injured, so I know his shoulder's banged up. He's gonna be out for a couple weeks. Cortland Sutton's knee is messed up. He got a torn ACL, so he's out for the year. So tough luck for the Broncos that already didn't have Von Miller, which is kind of sad because they look like a pretty good team. Honestly, it's probably gonna be a next year or two thing. I got a lot of hype for the Broncos. Their front is solid, man. Like they have a really solid defense led by a defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio. So as far as that goes, their defense is going to be solid. Obviously, the Steelers' defense is solid, but Big Ben and Juju, they got a little bit more weapons out there. So I know John Connor went off actually. So John Connor going off helps him. I thought after the first week, everybody thought Snell was going to be the guy, but honestly, it looks like it's going to be a rotating situation. So in the back with the Steelers situation, and it looks like it's going to be an even split probably from here on out, unless John Connor just starts pulling away. But it looks like it's just going to be John Connor and Snell splitting it until otherwise. The Vikings and the Colts. I had the Vikings with the +3. I thought this was a pretty even match game, but the Colts ended up actually smacking them. So the Colts ended up covering that spread. They ended up beating the Vikings, a very young Vikings defense. And to be honest, offense looked like they're struggling. They're struggling without Diggs. The number one corner is now following Thielen, like consistently. So with that being said, they don't really have the trust in Jefferson yet. I don't know. The Vikings are kind of in panic mode, in my opinion. Just going against in that division where it's already starting to run away. Chicago's already 2-0. The Packers are already 2-0. Looks like the division is starting to get away from them a little bit. The Colts, on the other hand, they need this win. After that loss last week against Minshew Mania, man, that comeback situation, they needed to come out and redeem themselves. They came out, they were angry. They ended up winning pretty convincingly. Got Jonathan Taylor the ball a lot early and often. For some reason, Phillip Rivers can't connect with T.Y., so that's going to be kind of interesting. So since they start clicking, they're going to be a scary offense. As far as that goes, look, DeForest Buckner, I know I don't really look at D lineman too much, but man, he was just jumping off the tape. So shout out to D Buck. He used to be a Niner. I wish he was still on the team, bro. All right, let's go. Let's go to the next one. Panthers versus the Bucks. Man, everybody knows TB12, baby. And especially in the sun. You even got Brett Favre coming out from the woodworks, bro. TB12, bro. Everybody wants to see this. And facing the Panthers, oh yeah, we sipping pina coladas. We ain't worried about this game. So first of all, I'm gonna set this off right off the back. I think the Bucks did decent. I still don't think they're clicking all the way yet. I think Fournette, towards the end of the game, sealing the touchdown. I just think he's solidifying his spot as a number one back. I know they're really rotating between him and Ronald Jones, but everybody knows it was Leonard Fournette's job. He just needed a breakout run, and I think starting next week you'll start seeing Leonard Fournette being the main guy. As far as the Panthers go, that's tough, man. That's tough. You have your best player. He's banged up, just like the Giants. Best player, except for with the Panthers, man. They go. Their offense really does run. Every single play runs through Christian McCaffrey. If he's not the decoy, he's getting the ball. And the fact that he's out, it's going to be rough. It's going to be tough sledding, man. And with their spreads being so high, I don't know. I'll just continue to take them. But I did take the Bucks with the +9.5. That's a big spread. But I just don't think the Panthers are that good. So they did cover it. So that's a good thing to see. As far as the Panthers go, looks like you're going to go for the number 1 overall pick. You're going to Trevor Lawrence in the Panthers jersey. Oh, yeah. With Christian McCaffrey, get ready for that. Yep. Trevor Lawrence in the Panther jersey is just in. So, them and the Jets. Who's going for it? But honestly, Sam Darnold, they love Sam Darnold. So, we'll get to that later. Anyways, let's go to the Dolphins and Bills game. All right, so the Bills ended up winning 31-28, but we didn't cover the spread here. So the spread was 5.5. They ended up winning by 3. So as far as that goes, the Bills is the division game. The Bills, they play the Dolphins twice a year. If anybody knows them, the Dolphins will definitely know them. Honestly, I think it's a one-off situation. The Dolphins, they they spend a lot of money on their defense and they still get torched. Looks like they're gonna beat the. It looks like they were gonna beat the Bills, and then Josh Allen just started hitting them with some bombs. So crazy situation there. Josh Allen looks like he took a step up. Didn't cover the spread, but he honestly looks good. Sometimes it takes him a little time to get going. I know he chucked the linebacker Van Noy. So just so you know, the boy still got the. He still got the juice, baby. So, Ashes Cal Van Noy. And then on top of that, he might be a little sloppy, but he's from the farm, bro. He's pretty tough. But unfortunately, he didn't cover the spread this week. But I still believe in the Bills, man. They look pretty solid. They look like they're just going to play good defense. And, Josh Allen makes one or two good plays that brings them over the top. They're going to be a dangerous team. Them and the Pats, that's up for grabs in that division. All right. 49ers and Jets. The 49ers end up winning 31-13, covering the spread at +7. So we took them. And then with that being said, it's just the Niners, man. It was a very, very expensive win. So, you end up winning the first play of the game. You have Raheem Mostert take it off for a sweep to a touchdown. It just looked like easy sailing, honestly. And the Jets, they just weren't ready to go. But this is a very expensive game. We're down Sherm and D Ford now. Now we don't have Nick Bosa. We don't have Solomon Thomas. Raheem Mostert went down with a knee injury. Our other running back Tevin Coleman went down too. So and we don't have Debo yet, and so it's just a tough situation. Our whole team and key players are down. And Jimmy, how the hell did I forget about Jimmy? Jimmy's out. They said it's not severe, but he ended up leaving at halftime. So big losses, man. So the Niners, honestly, we won, and it was the Jets against a Jets team that doesn't have enough weapons on offense, and their defense is not too stout as well. So that team is honestly just trash. So as far as that goes, to see our key players go down in that game was very heartbreaking, honestly, because man, that Super Bowl aspiration is kind of out the window. Unless Jimmy comes back and our offense starts balling, we can't really rely on that defense and the pass rush like we did last year. So, big win for the Niners, but might have been a costly win for the future as well. Let's go to the Rams game. Rams versus the Eagles. Rams ended up smacking the Eagles 37-19. They ended up covering the spread of +1. I took the Rams. Honestly, when the Eagles, they got a lot of soul searching to do, to be honest, man. Like, you lose to Washington, then you come out and you're going to play a hungry Rams team, and you don't bring it again, and then you get mollywopped. That's the results you're going to get. What they say? I think we ain't done yet. That's what Jared Goff said. Marcus Peters, baby. I thought that was a funny combination, bro. But anyway, so the Rams look good. Like I said, the offense looks solid. Their defense looks good. Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, they look like a solid combination. Solid leaders, because their defense is balling, holding the Eagles. No, well, keep in mind the Eagles don't really have any receivers, but it's just funny to see Jalen Ramsey follow around Rager, being a rookie. That's pretty sad when you have a rookie being followed around by the best corner in the league. That just tells you that your team is not that good, at least in the receiver boat. So the Eagles, their defense, they were, I thought they were going to be solid, but the Rams went up and down on them. So I don't know, soul searching for them. They better figure it out quick. If not, the Cowboys are just going to run away with it. But then again, this division is so trash, though. Like, the Cowboys, they always get so high, and then they end up believing their hype and get smacked. So I don't know. If there is a division where you wanna, if you wanna be slow and then come hot at the end, it's probably this one, to be honest. The NFC East. Packers versus Lions. Packers ended up winning 42-21. The spread was 6.5. The Packers ended up winning with that spread and covering that spread. We ended up taking them. Just the fact that Aaron Rodgers is angry, and you draft Jordan Love, and you don't think Aaron Rodgers is gonna come out and ball out. I think it was a good strategy. I don't know if he did it on purpose. And even Aaron Jones, obviously, it's a come out party for Aaron Jones. You're gonna try and replace your two best players eventually with Jordan Love and AJ Dillon. I think the two vets really just came out and said, yeah, no, not yet, young blood, not yet. Because these two, without these two balling out, oh my gosh, this team would be 0-2. But, the Packers honestly, they have to rely on Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones, especially for the next couple years. And who knows, maybe AJ Dillon and Jordan Love gets traded somewhere, but it doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers is going to go anywhere anytime soon performing like that. Against the Lions, honestly, in this, you just went up against a buzzsaw. You're facing an angry Packers team. I don't read too much into it. I know Matthew Stafford had a little bit of a struggle against this Packers secondary, but this Packers defense is a lot better than people think. Just against the run, I think they can't really stop the run, but a lot of teams can't really face them just because once they're up, you can't run the ball against them anymore. So as far as that goes, the Lions, they just don't have the recipe to beat the Packers, in my opinion, and that's why they continue to get smacked. So this division still runs to the Packers and always will until Rodgers is out. Anyways, Washington versus Arizona. Big time. So two teams that were overachieving. The Cardinals end up winning 30-15. I took Cardinals with the 6.5 spread. Maybe it was a little biased because the Niners just lost to them. But I didn't think Washington was that good. Obviously, we couldn't really see with Cardinals, their offense is run with quick, fast, getting rid of the ball really, really quick. So being that Washington has good pass rushes, it limited their pass rushes from actually really getting to Kyler Murray. So the fact that and they're just like a lot. They're just like I imagine them as a 2017 Niners, like where they had the pieces there, but they just didn't have either the coaching or the talent, enough talent to actually win some games. So Arizona with Cliff Kingsbury as their head coordinator, their head coach and the offensive coordinator calling these fast plays. Kyler Murray is balling out of control. DeAndre Hopkins continues to ball out. Washington, man, just like their pass rushes weren't getting there. It was a bad matchup, man. I just think Arizona just matches up really well against them, especially against the good pass rushers that they have. So as far as that goes, Arizona just looks like the real deal. If their defense can just hold out like how they did against Washington, they're going to be very, very dangerous. But I still have questions about that defense. I know Buddha helps them a lot, but we'll see. Baltimore versus Texans. They ended up winning 33-20. Tough draw for and I ended up taking Baltimore with the +7 spread. Just a tough draw for Deshaun Watson. He's my quarterback. He's one of my favorite QBs. But you're gonna go against Lamar Jackson and this heavy run offense against a Texans defense that I honestly don't feel like they're too solid. So Baltimore just ran up and down their throat. Lamar Jackson looks like the best player in the league again. He looks like a beast. And then honestly, just with their defense is just swarming, man. Like Deshaun Watson with those weapons, with no DeAndre Hopkins, it's gonna be hard to create some offense, bro. So as far as that goes, I just think Lamar Jackson, they're just too solid for them right now. Until Texans, their defense start balling, then we'll start talking again. Chiefs versus the Chargers. The Chiefs ended up winning 23-20, but we took the Chargers with the 8.5 spread. I just knew there was no way. Obviously, the Chiefs are solid. They're a solid team, but this is against your division. Going against Bosa and Ingram, and they're used to going against Patrick Mahomes twice a year. So and it's always been good games. So the fact that it was +8.5, I thought this was a no-brainer. what we didn't know was that Herbert was going to go in, and then that would have changed my results a little bit. The spread probably went up a lot, but it was just so last minute that, it was just, like I said, last minute that Herbert just jumped into the fire, and honestly, he did good. Herbert did damn good. I'm actually really excited about this Chargers team, man. So they look solid. Their defense looks really good. I'm excited to see when Derwin James comes back, and then their defense looks really, really solid. They keep everything in front of them. They have Desmond King. They run kind of like a man, but they have Desmond King following around Travis Kelce. So the fact that he's following him around and face him twice a year, then they know them pretty good. So if there's anybody that plays the Chiefs really, really good, it's the Chargers, man. And they have the personnel to do it too. As far as their offense, I didn't expect their offense to be as good. I mean, they only scored 20 points, but the fact that Herbert, was making some solid passes, and that pass to Keenan Allen was crazy, man. But it looks like he got everybody involved. Mahomes, to be honest, Patrick Mahomes, he looked pretty pedestrian until he hit Tyreek Hill at the end. Man, that throw on the run for 45, 50 yards, that's wild, bro. Like, he's literally, probably him and Russell Wilson are the only two QBs that can do that. Maybe Aaron Rodgers, maybe, but that's not too many people. Like Josh Allen, he can't even dream of doing that. Like, if he did that, the ball would just go all over the place. So as far as that goes, probably only 3 QBs that could probably make that throw, and I mean, it sealed it. So I mean, it took it to overtime. They ended up with a tie almost, but it took it to overtime, and then the field goal kicker did the rest. He hit it 3 times in a row. What can I say? He's a beast, man. That kicker's up there with Justin Tucker. So on to the next game, man. Sunday Night Football, bro. The Patriots, they ended up losing 30-35 against the Seahawks. We ended up taking the Seahawks with the +4 with the spread. Honestly, man, I think everybody in Vegas was squeezing. But let's take a step back. Let's talk about Cam, bro. Cam is the beast, bro. Cam is a beast, bro. And to be honest, with that team, he looks like the MVP Cam. And he doesn't really have any receivers besides Edelman. Like, the fact that he's just balling out of his mind, I give props to Cam, because they changed the offense for him. He's definitely an upgraded Tebow. It kind of looks like the Broncos offense when Tebow was there, mixed with what they have right now, because sprinkling in with the passes a little bit more. Obviously, throughout the season, I think Cam's going to pass a lot more, just because they're not trying to get Cam injured. He looks good. And honestly, the defense for the Patriots, even though they opted out, they look pretty stout. They look pretty stout for the most part. But yeah, it came down to the last play. They went to their bread and butter, and they got stuffed by the Seahawks on the goal line. And the Seahawks, they're going to be hurting. They're going to be hurting with no pass rush. They have Bruce Irvin. He looked like he tore his ACL. So the fact that they don't have any pass rushers, oh man, it's going to put a lot of pressure on those DBs. And I don't know how good these DBs are. But luckily for them is that on the other side of the ball, they have Russell Wilson. Probably the best QB in the league. I'll take that back. He is the best QB in the league. And the fact that he has Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf on the other side, and on top of that, they run the ball heavy with Chris Carson. That offense is pretty solid. The fact that you have the clutchest QB with Russell Wilson on your team, it's going to be a hard team to beat. They definitely barely cover the spread. The Patriots are better than I thought, but the Seahawks Russell Wilson is just solidifying that he's the best QB in the league, and honestly has my vote as an MVP. If I were to ever have a vote, I would vote for Russell Wilson, honestly, so he can stop being angry, because he's going to be tearing up our division for a while. The Monday Night Football game, Raiders versus Saints. The Raiders just opened up their new house in Las Vegas. Honestly, man, I need to go catch a game over there. That's a solid venue, man. It's a very I'm excited to go catch a game. I'm right down the road, so it's just a 6-hour drive there, and I'm there. Viva Las Vegas, baby. As soon as they open that up, I'm in there like swimwear, baby. But they opened it up against the Saints. On paper, man, it looks like the Saints, they were gonna come and smack them. But no Michael Thomas. It was I took the spread. I took the spread with +6. But they ended up actually losing straight up. So the Raiders ended up winning 34-24. The Saints just honestly, they look like they were missing Michael Thomas. Their offense is kind of struggling. Alvin Kamara balled out. But, Jared Cook couldn't get going. Emmanuel Sanders couldn't really get going. Drew Brees didn't really have a target that he really trusted. So as far as that goes, their offense didn't look too good. And then on defense, man, like they couldn't stop Waller. I don't know if Waller, you know what? I'm going to give him his due. Honestly, I think Waller should be up there for the top tight ends as far as George Kittle, Travis Kelce, and Darren Waller should be in that discussion now. Especially with, he just looks like a big-ass receiver out there. He was working a pretty damn good safety out there in Michael Jenkins. And he's known to be one of the better safeties in the league. The fact that he was just beating him like a drum out there is just, I don't really like to call people out like that. Michael Jenkins just had a bad game. And honestly, the defense looked like, they didn't look really solid. Josh Jacobs looked pretty good. So the Saints have a few holes on defense to cover. Usually their offense gets to bail them out, but no Michael Thomas is going to be kind of a hard deal. So we'll see. We'll see on that. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for the Raiders. Honestly, they look pretty good, and it's right on time, right when they're in Vegas. So John Gruden is doing a good job, and we're excited. So there we go. We went 13-3 for the picks this week. Hopefully we can do better, but damn, that's damn good right off the back. So I know there's a lot of people that won money off of it. So if you won money, man, just show me some love. Give me a follow, subscribe, like, at your boy.